Shalom, Kahala Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakal Kodash, which means all praises to the Most High in the name of the Messiah, in the name of the Holy Spirit, which again is Paleo Hebrew for the true name of God, which is Yahweh, which is Paleo Hebrew for He is, and also Yahweh Shai, which is Paleo Hebrew for He is salvation, or He delivers. Those are the true biblical names of the Most High Father and His Son. Now, in today's lesson, I'm going to do something a little different. We're going to make a lesson called Walk With Me. And I'm just going to go through the videos I made comments on and things I'd like to add. But for the most part, these clips are self-explanatory. I'll go ahead and put in a preset, but the first video is from the elder Rakal from the London camp, right? If you're not subscribed to his channel, subscribe. It's GMS Fear the Most High 7 Ga, or space Ga, Ga, right? Now, in this video, we're going to talk about the gullibility of our people when it comes to Esau's BS, okay? Everything that's going on right now in politics, it's not for us, okay? Though they may call us Americans and they try to push up the so-called, the black vote or the Latino vote, all that shit, bullshit. The brother said, you got the left wing and the right wing, but it's the same bird. And if that bird is going to, let's say, New Jersey, you're gonna go to New Jersey no matter what wing you're on. And that's ultimately where Esau's leading the Babylonians, right? The so-called Americans. And that includes you Jakes, right? You Israelites, you Negro, Latino, Native Americans. Because again, you are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Bible. This is why this is happening right now, and which is why it's going to come down upon your head if you don't wake up to what's actually going on. Now, a lot of people are waking up, as it tells us in Daniel 12 and 10, that the wicked aren't going to see what's going on, and they're going to keep doing wicked stuff, right? Just living in the American lifestyle, acting like nothing happens, trying to hustle like that one scoffer, right? Anton Daniels. See, that devil of an Israelite, he doesn't know what's going on. He thinks he's going to continue to build his business here and get him shut down and go on and hustle our people for money, but he's can't sees what's going on, right? You have other the black conservative perspective on YouTube. That brother, he's totally lost in the political bread and circuses of Babylon the Great, right? You also have Latinos for Trump, again, falling for the juice of Babylon. They're drunken on Esau's doctrine, his BS, okay, his deception. Now, I'm going to go through these videos, and we're going to show how our people are being targeted. They're gullible, and they're falling for Esau's deception, right? His magic that he's putting out. And we're going to talk about how Esau does this, so we can see how this is all comes together. But let's watch this video.
Ed, that's all Esau gotta do, and you, Jake, just run with it. You, Jake, will run with anything as long as it's dressed up. It's crazy. Look at this.
The fuck? Trump. He got shot, dog. They shot him. He's officially black now, bro. That's beautiful. They shot him. He was like, yeah, man.
He got shot, so he's officially black. That is stupid. But Jake, there's a lot of Jake that actually think like this. This is crazy. He's saying it for comedy, but there's a lot of Jake that actually think like this because they're childish.
He was fine. He was doing like this and walked out with an American flag on him. Like this.
Remember when they used to say that Bill Clinton was the first black president? Jake are so childish, man.
He put one in, I'm a real nigga, fuck the hell out of here. That's hard, bro. I wasn't even finna vote. I'm voting now, dog. He got it. He won. I wasn't even finna vote. I had no skin in the game. Like, that nigga got shot. He won. Fuck the bullshit. There was nobody got to say, bro. This nigga Trump got shot, stood back up.
And it's like, any thinking man can see that he didn't really get shot and that whole thing was a setup. You just have to critically assess what it is that they showed you. But like I said, Jake doesn't do critical thinking. Jake just responds to external stimuli like a child.
And said,
and that was all planned. It was all planned because they know how you people are.
oh my God. Like, I don't care what nobody gotta say, bro. I don't care if you hate this nigga or love this nigga, bro. That's a leader. That's a motherfucking leader, bro.
That's what makes you a leader now. This is I'm just showing you how childish our people are.
Trump has been, listen, I know y'all hearing about the news with Donald Trump. I mean, it's everywhere. All the media outlets are talking about it. Donald Trump has been shot at. He has been shot at in Pennsylvania on the podium. And that's all I got to say about it. Donald Trump is officially a gangster. He's officially a gangster. That's the black nigga shit right here. Listen.
I don't know what these men are on. What kind of crap? Yeah, it's non-stop.
Hey, I don't know who need to hear this, but Trump more gangster than a lot of you gangsters. Yeah, Trump more gangster than a lot of you.
This is a sickness.
He's better. He's trying to assassinate Trump. He still walked off the stage better than Biden. They trying to get my guy out of here, man. Protect Trump, man. Protect Trump. 2024, man. Trump.
They didn't try to get him out of there, you fool. If they wanted to kill Trump, Trump would be dead. This is all BS. But you see, our people, man, they're a bunch of women and children.
In a suit. After seeing that video of Trump get shot at, I'm fully convinced Trump is a thug in a suit. For one, Trump is literally a convicted felon, and for two, he was getting shot at, and in the middle of a shootout, he basically said, fuck the ops. Now look, I'm not a political individual.
Jake needs to stop, man. Jake needs to be stopped. I want to read it again. And you see how...
So as you see, the brother made a beautiful point, right? Putting those clips together, and you can see how our people are just falling for Esau's trick, hook, line, and sinker, right? Notice these devils are making him pander to our people, right? You got Trump here talking about he loves taco salads, right? Mexicans are great people, right? All these different things, how he panders to the Judites, the Southern Kingdom. See, our people are falling right in line to Esau's plan, because again, Biden, Trump, on the same side. This whole recent show they put on, that was all bread and circuses. Okay, let me go ahead and read this. This is Lamentations 4 and 5. They that did feed delicately are desolate in the streets. They that were brought up in scarlet embrace dunghills. Right? Look, check this out. Jake always falling for Esau's BS. See, because that's what we saw right there, right? Esau has tricked our people, okay, into thinking that he's one of them, right? He's one of the people. But this is simply just a tactic of Esau, right? And especially from the very top of the Edomite nation, that being Amalek, the small hatters, right? They're the ones in charge, and they're the ones giving Trump the marching orders, okay? When you understand how Esau does this, then it all makes sense. Let's watch the next video.
Crammed into this. So for those of you that haven't seen how this works, let me show it to you quickly. Let me start here with the Republican National Convention so you can see the truth right in front of your faces. The Republicans are on stage for this entire day talking about the notion of making America wealthy again. And again, they're pandering to Christians who should not be seeking wealth. But this is what they're talking about, right? Right behind them, while they're all talking, is what? It's the pyramid. And the capstone on the pyramid is not being shown, the all-seeing eye of Lucifer, because it's replaced by all of these Republicans on the monitor, on the screen, deliberately, who are going on screen and serving as that capstone. So instead of seeing Lucifer's all-seeing eye, which we see on the back of the dollar bill, you're seeing every one of these Republicans put on a monitor right above where the capstone would normally be. And of course, what is on the screen behind all of these conservative Christians who are up there pandering to Christians, deceiving Christians. It says a new order of the ages. That's what that means on the back of the dollar bill, which you could see right on the screen. Novus Ordo Seclorum, which most people out there will never take the time to actually research what it means. But a new order of the ages, as in a new world order of the ages is born. And this is occurring right in front of the faces of all of these conservatives who claim to be Christian, who refuse to believe that they're being deceived. But the Bible warns us about deception many times.
You see, so that's a prime example of how these Edomites get down. And why is that? Well, because you see the left-hand side, right, that being the angels of Satan, because when you get into the Bible, it explains how there's three classes of people on the earth. The children of Satan, that's these Edomites, the so-called Caucasian race, including the Israelis, which they're just as Caucasians as the rest of the Edom, but they pretend to be a different people, right? So the children of Satan, right, the Edomites, the children of man, these are the other 16 nations upon the face of the earth, right? And then you have the children of God. That would be the Israelites, okay, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, and anybody whose father's lineage comes out of that bloodline. And remember, according to Revelation 7, there's going to be Israelites coming out of every one of the 18 nations upon the face of the earth today, which the 197 nations that the UN recognizes goes back to, right? You can read about that in Genesis 10 if you want to read about the 18 nations. Now, that being said, let's go and read the scripture. It says, Isaiah 47:2, stand now with thy enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so, thou shalt be able to profit. If so, be thou mayest prevail. And that's ultimately what the Lord is telling these Edomites, right? Go ahead and practice your divination, your magic, your brainwashing, right? Your programming of the masses. This is why these devils always remake the same movies, is because what they're doing is they're reinserting the program so they can program you. Okay, this is why we see the same movies being made over and over again, because they got to give you that recipe. Okay, and they're doing this exact same thing. This is why you should really subscribe to this channel, right? It used to be Call for an Uprising, now it's called The Wake Up Call. Okay, he goes off because he ultimately is in the realm of religion, but he understands a lot, and he definitely knows the what behind Esau's game, right? Lord willing, the Lord has mercy on this man, and he brings him into this truth. I'm pretty sure he's an Israelite, right, of a other nation, right? A confusion of face Israelite, or Israelite foreigner would be more properly saying that. But what he goes on to say in his videos is that our people, well, he says, you know, everybody in America is falling for this, which it's true, right? Because Esau, these Edomites, they're tricking even their own people, right? You don't see anything going on about what's really happening. Biden, Trump, even, what's his name, Kennedy, they're all in on it, but they're just putting on a role. The only difference is that they're telling you that it's real, right? This is just like a movie, right? But it's not. It's actually a fake reality that these Edomites have set up, all right? And it tells us about this in the Bible, the deception that this guy was talking about, right? It says 2 Corinthians 4:3, but if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God, right, lower G, that would be all these Edomites all over the world, from the, you know, the rulers, the nobles, the physicians, all the people who practice divination, right? They're witchcraft, they're pagans, they're Freemasons, they're celebrities, they're singers, right? The top business bankers, the doctors, you know, even the judges, right? And you got the banks and the small hatters. See, these are the gods of this world with a smaller G, right? Esau is the god of this world. This is why the Bible tells you that right now this world belongs to Satan, and Satan has given this world to his people, and he has, and that's because that is the order of the Most High Father, Yahweh, right? Because you see, the Lord is justified and righteous with how he has given every one of the other nations a chance to have their own personal heaven. This is why every other nation in the 18 nation list has had their own kingdom. Right now, we're currently living through the last heathen empire, the nation the empire of the Edomites. The next nation is going to be that everlasting kingdom that belongs to the Israelites, right? Including the Most High Messiah, who's going to rule over, right? And then you're going to have King David, then you're going to have us, and then you're going to have the other heathen nations. Well, let's continue. The mind, it says, in whom the God of this world hath blinded. And how does he blind these people? By bread, circuses, sports, gambling, games, partying, pagan holidays, celebrity, movie, girls, TV, education, or should I say miseducation, indoctrination, right? Fake riches, which really is just debt in this world, unless you actually got real gold and silver, right? Or actual like substances like cattle and whatnot, like the apostles have let us know. Fantasy, sports, and just plain up just folly. That's what these devils have used to deceive our people, right? Because and how has that worked? Well, because you see, over the last couple of decades, and really ever since we got here, right? The Northern Kingdom being enslaved back in the 1500s, and then the Southern Kingdom being enslaved in the 1600s, right? And we're here, and then you had the back to the northern tribe, the tribe of Gad, oppressed in the 17th century, right? Our people are here for punishment, right? And that's because we're here to be punished. But let's go ahead and go to the next video, because I could go on forever on that one.
And all these idiots don't realize that they're playing right into the government's hand.
The New York Times put it. On the first night of this convention, Trump was his own biggest prop. He entered the VIP box, a large white bandage on his injured right ear, an image for political mobilization, a spectacle for this candidate who we know is, by his own admission, obsessed with assorted spectacles.
So, Joe, the ear bandage was a spectacle. I don't know. I'm reviewing my notes right now. I think it was because he was shot in the ear and he needed a bandage. It's medical.
You hear the way Ari Melver put that? His injured right ear. Injured, to your point. A bullet went through the ear. And he's wearing a bandage because he lost part of the ear. We are 3 days since this man nearly got his head blown off, only because he turned his head a little bit more to read some notes that were given to him on a screen around immigration. Is he alive right now? And MSNBC, as sick as they are, and Ari Melber, as sick as he is, go to hell, Ari Melber, quite frankly, because to say something like that, it's a prop? Give me a break. Show some any sort of human dignity in this moment, and he couldn't do that, as could many on that network, quite frankly.
If I could just interject for a second, what I noticed, and look, we're going to beat up the Democrats for their response to a lot of stuff, but I felt at least the politicians, by and large, had decent responses to the attempted assassination of Trump. I found the media, whether it was Stephanopoulos and Raditz or all of MSNBC. I mean, look what MSNBC was so scared of what Scarborough and Mika would do. They kept them off the air. Who are these people? How have they gotten to this point where they're not even acting in any humanity anymore?
We all know who Jack Black is, right? Okay, so he's got a band. It's called Tenacious D. His bandmate's name is Kyle Gass. Take a listen to what he just said.
Okay.
And that's enough, right? This is just ultimately Esau's magic, right? Notice now you got Nero, right, coming out with that ear thing on his right ear, right? Because and there was another video. I'm not going to get into it, but the point being is that they're obviously. I thought it was, fairly fitting that it's the right ear that's covered, right, which is considered the righteous side, right? Instead, Trump can only hear out of the left ear or left-hand side, right? You got to see this spiritually. And what does it tell us about that? Here's the one I put in. This is Isaiah 30 and 21. And thine ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying, This is the way, walk ye in it, when ye turn to the right hand, and when ye turn to the left. So you see, yes, it doesn't say the right ear, but the whole point is that you have to be paying attention to what's going on. Now, I'm not saying you can't get the truth if you have one of your ears covered up, but I'm just saying the Lord has showed so many spiritual signs for these devils trying to deceive the masses, right? There's images, as soon as this went on, of Trump being guided by, the so-called white angels and all these things. And you could see in the videos, and I'm not going to play it, but there's montages of Trump basically being said that he's divine. You even had a Jesuit Vatican or cardinal, right? And again, if you're unsure, Jesuit just means Freemason, okay? So basically a Jesuit Freemason priest, Vatican priest, said that this was a divine intervention. These devils, they're going to do everything to make you believe that this guy is the Messiah, right? That he is the chosen one. But you have the Lord giving us spiritual signs. Like one, he covered up his right ear. Even if they plan to do that for some whatever reason, right? Because I'm sure, remember, these devils, they deal with witchcraft. So they do that whole lifting up one leg, tying a noose around their neck, covering up one eye, right? Throwing up the devil horns, and I'm sure covering up the right ear is another symbol and shit, right? But the point being is that not only did the Lord do that, but you also had, when Trump was in office and they had that riot at the White House, he had gone across the street or something to a black church to show that he was a pious man when there's people protesting in the back, and in an attempt to show his fervor for religion, right, and for Christ, because that's not even what the Messiah's true name, right? These guys are never going to tell you the true name of the Messiah, right? They're going to tell you Jesus, Christ, and everything else but Yahweh Shai. And that's because with the name Yahweh Shai, that's the true biblical name of the Messiah, which is, again, Hebrew for he is salvation, he delivers. Now, like I said, Trump, in an attempt to fool the masses with his religious fervor, he held up the Bible. But guess what? The Bible was upside down. That wasn't scripted. That right there was the Lord intervening, giving the sign. Now, another sign that these devils give, I don't know if you've heard it, and this guy here from a Wake Up Call does it perfectly. Explain it. He shows it. And actually, before I get into that, let me actually go back to that video, because I want to actually show us the rhetoric that they're putting out, that Donald Trump is the divine messenger, right? Let's just watch this, and how fitting that they use a Judite to push this narrative. Like, that's Esau's MO right there. He always does this.
The devil came to Pennsylvania holding a rifle, but an American lion got back up on his feet and he roared!
Gets like raises to the ear. I mean, that is divine intervention, that he was not, mortally wounded.
Fate stepped in, God, the hand of God, call it whatever you like.
Evil came for the man we admire and love. I thank God that his hand was on President Trump.
The fact that this is about milliseconds and millimeters that changes this from being an attempt and an assassination should really talk about the divine intervention that has occurred here.
Trump is truly blessed by the hand of God, being able to evade being assassinated.
And we thank him for protecting our next president, Donald J. Trump.
It was a clear assassination attempt. I think there was maybe some divine intervention.
If you didn't believe in miracles before Saturday, you better be believing right now.
It was God alone who prevented the unthinkable from happening.
And so that was truly divine intervention as far as I'm concerned.
It's having everybody on the internet saying this is divine intervention. Every frame of the attempted assassination is nothing short of proof that it was divine intervention.
We mistake on President Trump. God must have been watching down on the president.
I personally believe that God intervened today, not just on behalf of President Trump, but on behalf of our country.
I'll say that, in my opinion, probably the most famous NFL catch in history is called the Immaculate Reception. I call this the Immaculate Protection. I believe that there was divine intervention to make sure nothing happened to this man. It's extraordinary.
But let's just be real. Donald Trump is anointed by God. Whether you believe in God or not, he had a divine intervention that saved his life. And you can call me crazy, but I think that's the only thing that truly saved Donald Trump. And now he's going to have more support than he's ever had.
Willie, you're right. He's been posting on his Truth Social account. Here's his latest post. It came in just moments ago. Thank you to everyone for your thoughts and prayers yesterday. It was God alone, he said, who prevented the unthinkable from happening. We will fear not, but instead remain resilient in our faith and defiant in the face of wickedness.
Well, when God shows up that clearly, it's hard for even the biggest detractors to deny it. They go, what did I just watch? You just watched God turn Donald Trump's head, literally. We all just watched it. I mean, think about God making his presence known. I mean, on the biggest possible story you ever could. Now you've got people going, okay, I believe it. Because how do you deny that?
And again, that right there is a pattern that you're seeing, right? You're hearing people in the crowd, they're roaring, they're screaming, they're somehow correlating Jesus Christ with Donald Trump. And they think that an event like that occurs could not be staged or rigged or fictionalized. When in fact the news itself is fake. And these are the same people who call the news fake, right? They say that it's fake, but then when they see something acted out in front of them, they don't.
So there you go. See? They're setting this guy up to be the only option for Americans, right? This is the American savior, right? As what is that guy? I forgot his name, but he has that podcast. He calls this guy the Great White Hope, right? This guy is Nero in the reincarnation. This guy is an Edomite. Okay, these are the biblical devils that the Bible speaks of. Okay, when you get into the Bible basically is an entire mystery where you need to find out who the good guys are and who the bad guys are, right? The narrative of the Bible is that it follows the lineage of the good guys, but it's always pointing to the bad people that it refers to as the wicked, right? The hypocritical nation that would be revealed in the end times. Okay, it's not just one person. It's an entire group of people. This guy here, Trump, he's simply one of the Antichrist, okay? He's an Edomite. And again, this is why this is all happening over the world. Now, that being said, let's go and get to that, snake video that this devil admits what he's doing. Okay, so here's the part of the video where it shows how this devil, Trump, he actually is confessing to what he's doing. He's going to trick the people, and he's ultimately going to bite them, right? Or he's going to betray them in the end, because that's ultimately what this devil's doing. He has been set up by Amalek, the top tribe of Edom, to basically destroy the rest of the population, well, at least the American people, right, the infrastructure, to be that snake that gets taken in and ultimately attacks its savior. But let's listen, and it's going to be very clear.
And again, one of the most telling things that I've shown that everybody out there has heard, they don't even realize it. When Trump is reading the poem about the snake, he's talking about himself. That's who Trump is talking about. And it's coming. The deception is coming. And think about the hypnosis and how it's working. And how all these people have listened to Donald Trump say this, and they don't realize that he's talking about himself.
I have saved you, cried the woman. And you've bitten me, heavens why? You know your bite is poisonous, and now I'm going to die. Oh, shut up, silly woman, said the reptile with a grin. You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in.
So you see, that right there is these devils performing that ritual known as revelation of the method, where they got to tell their victims what they're going to actually do before they do it. That way they don't get any spiritual feedback or spiritual blowback. Okay, the world calls it karma, but ultimately it's that they're not tricking us. They're basically telling us what they're going to do. Now, if they believe that if we do whatever they tell us that they're going to do, that it's on us. But it doesn't work that way, says the Bible. These devils are still going to get it, because what does it say? Woe unto him who put us the drink to his brother's mouth. These devils cause us to go off, right? This is a wicked ass kingdom, and this particular thing that everybody is too fucking naive and stupid to see that it's a confession and believe that it's some Trump of all fucking people trying to be artistic. Like, that is supposed to mean something to the Republican Party or the Conservative Party, right? A woman being bit by the snake. What? These people are fucking naive and gullible, and especially our people that are jumping on shit. Just look at that lady, Candace Owens. She makes some amazing, great points, but because she is drowning in Babylonian juice, right? She's married what appears to be an Edomite, and she has kids with him. She's gonna fight tooth and nail for this kingdom, for Babylon. She doesn't want Babylon to be destroyed. And a lot of these Jakes, from your Ricky Martins, your Beyonce's, Jay-Z's, all these people they talk a lot of game, but they don't want this thing to end. This is their heaven, right? Because this is all going to be changed over, and they don't want that. That's why these Edomites are doing everything they can to stay in power, right? Including, using every trick in their fucking magic book, right? Which is, in this case, telling what they're actually going to do. And this is why, like I was saying, the Bible refers to them as the serpent in the Garden of Eden, because these devils are deceptive. Okay, that's in their spirit. They're naturally off. This is Revelations 18 and 23. And the light of the candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were the nations deceived. And that's ultimately what's going on. See, this right here is pretty much the end of the Bible, where the Lord has destroyed the wicked, the Antichrist, with an S at the end, because there's multiple Antichrists. That, again, would be the nation of Edom, the so-called Caucasian race, and anybody whose father's lineage goes back to Esau. Okay? Because there are going to be Edomites of all colors, just like there's going to be Israelites of all colors, just like there's going to be Moabites of all colors. The 18 nations are mixed. Okay? Now, there's more predominantly certain groups and certain nations. So this is why we say the Israelites are predominantly the Negro, Latino, Native Americans. Okay? But like I said, the Bible makes it very clear that these devils in power at the end time, the wicked, right, which is the mystery that you got to figure out by the time this is all over. You got to figure out who is the man of perdition before you're destroyed. Well, he's going to deceive the world, the entire nations, by deception. Okay? And that is ultimately the trick of these devils, these Edomites and the Amalekites out top. They set up a good media blitz to turn anybody into a hero or a villain. And they are doing it at will. And like this guy said, he said it perfectly. What we had witnessed under Biden's tenureship here in Babylon the Great was the pendulum swinging back to the left side, right? And all the rhetoric, Amalek is basically behind, the corpse of Esau over here in America. Before, he used to be the neocons behind Bush. Then when they burnt that ship, they jumped over to the liberal side, right? The Democrat side. And that's where you get Hillary, Clinton, Obama, and Biden. And what have they done? They've now burned the Democrat, the left wing. They burnt it. Nobody trusts us anymore. So what are they going to do? They're now going to switch back over to the Republican side. That's the J.D. Vance, your Trumps, your other people who are centric here to America, right? Because again, you got the Edomites here in America, Babylon, fighting against the Edomites over there in Europe, fulfilling prophecy, right? That the Lord would put the Egyptian against the Egyptians in the last days. The Egyptians would be the nation of Edom, meaning all the Caucasians in the world, right? All the nations, France, England, Israel, America, Canada, Australia, anywhere these Edomites dwell, they're going to be at odds with each other. This is Daniel's 12 and 10. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. And that's what's happening, right? The wise people that the Lord has given this truth to are seeing what's going on. And we've seen it from a long time, starting with our beloved teachers, going all the way back to Abba Bivens in the 50s, 60s, which went all the way down to the Apostle Tahar, the Apostle Ramlab, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Rakah, and the other apostles of Great Millstones and the elders of Great Millstone, and all the affiliate camps that teach the same truth or the same doctrine of Great Millstone, which is the literal biblical doctrine. Okay, you got to remember, you got to get over the camps. Okay, you're not following a camp. This is why the Lord right now is breaking up Sakari. He broke up HOI, and He's got to break up IUIC. But ultimately, what's going to be left is a scattering of Israelites that aren't in camps, but are all teaching the same doctrine. And what doctrine is that going to be? It's going to be the doctrines that the apostles, the prophets, the rulers of our people who have come back, are. Okay? So, again, the wise can see it, the wicked cannot. So, again, hold on to your hats. Akim, there's going to be some crazy-ass times going ahead. We can already see this is the beginning of Jacob's trouble. And again, now, like I said, again, back to the whole pendulum, idea that guy brings up. Now that's going over on the Republican side. These devils are using Kennedy to have Trump explain away why he did the vaccines. Because remember, he's the one that pushed those shits. Remember Warp Speed? All right? They want you to forget about that, right? But now they're going to make it seem like Trump was against the vaccines all this time, hence the ivermectin and all that BS. But again, they're going to do the same thing that they did under him. Why do you think in his first election he said, "I hope you're ready for the storm"? Well, we're freaking in it, right? America is on the collective wings of the Edomite hawk, or the Edomite eagle, I should say, heading through the storm, right? And now you have the same, president that did the first lockdown. Now he's going to do the second lockdowns, and people are going to buy it, and it's going to lead into the martial law, the clamping down on the truth, the famine of the word, and ultimately the crazy stuff we hear about the Bible. This is it, Akim. World War III is here, right? And it's going to only continue to intensify from here on out. So either way, hopefully this video was edifying. Akim. Until the next time, I want to give all honor and glory and praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kokodash, Shalom.